As you can see, I recently bought myself a RatRig CNC, RatRig Stronghold Pro 150 to 150 is the biggest they have. And before doing the wiring and cooling setup, I would like to give a brief overview for the kit and talk about some nuances that are not listed in the manual. First of all, RatRig excellent packing because when the kit arrived it was completely foobarred. It looked foobarred, but now they had like this much insulation on the end of the linear rails. Everything is straight, everything is not damaged. Another thing, this thing is massive. It's like 177 kilos weight, something like that. You need a very sturdy table and you need some people to help you. First of all, to align the frame, because, well, while you're working on that side of the frame, someone should look after this side of the frame to see everything is still like kind of square. And another part, you will need helpers to mount the gantry because this thing is heavy. I needed two people holding the gantry on the opposite sides, and me like trying to fit something here because you have these little spacers between the carriage and the gantry, and this is a little bit cumbersome to put in. Moreover, RatRig loves nylon self-locking nuts, and that's completely understandable because, well, some parts needs to align, because if they had threads everywhere, sometimes you would get jams. But when you put the motor on these nylon locking nuts and all the ball screw mounts on these nylon locking mounts, they allow for some movement. But do get some spares, do get some M3, M4, M5 nylon locking nuts, do get some screws, be ready to get some screws because some you will break. And yeah, the kit gives you just the exact amount. The kit actually fits together just well, apart maybe from these nuts, because, well, there's supposed to be a square locking nut here. RatRig sends something like that. It just doesn't fit, so instead of cutting it and milling it, I just decided to put some nylon self-locking nuts here. No big deal, that's the only place when I was like, what the hell is going on? Everything fit together just smoothly. Regarding the 3D printed parts, terrible quality. I'm sorry to say that, but it feels like, you know, it's like two walls and 50% infill. They're cracking, they're not very stable, and I am planning to reprint them with like normal settings, 4 walls, 40% infill, something like that. I don't care for the lid, I don't care for these rail stoppers, but I do care for the parts that actually support the cable chains. I have a feeling that this will not hold for long. Regarding the cabling and cable chains, basically all the electronics you're putting into on the first stage is the inductive end stops, they're pre-soldered, and motors. And for this you have these detachable connectors, so you can open them, you can close them, and put them together when you need so. You just screw all the wires in. And yeah, I'm going to put them somewhere, like double tape them here, and then put all the wires, all the main cables through the cable chain. I will do a separate video on the wiring, it's just an idea. I am not going to put the spindle power wire into the cable chain because this cable, it's an electrical cable. It's a soft electrical cable. It doesn't look like something that will hold up to many bends. So it should be like on umbilical or something like that. I have an idea, I will share it in the next video. Regarding the cables for the motors, these are just simple round cables. Just put it into the chains and be happy with that. Cooling, you get this red tube thing with plenty of length. Actually, you can create a pretty sophisticated cooling setup with a kit length. It's also not meant to put into the cable chains, so umbilical. It should connect to this pump. This is a submersive pump, so we need some tank to fill it with cooling fluid. And you will have some trouble if you want to add a radiator, because this diameter, this small fitting diameter, is not that popular. Well, that's the smallest I can get in my local store. So I will be using some kind of 3D printed inserts, and I will be using these pneumatic couplings, which are the smallest ones I could get, and that actually fit these pipes. Hopefully with a bit of antifreeze, a coolant liquid, this will not rust. Regarding the wiring, this is a VFD. Haven't figured it quite yet, but I will cover it in the cooling and wiring setup video. Power supply, just regular power supply, X32 black box. Nice thing, but if you're as stupid as me, these are pluggable connectors. They're already plugged in, so if you ever looked for the connectors for the black box, they are here. I spent a solid half an hour wondering how do I access these screws, which are under these connectors. You just take a screwdriver, pull them out, and this is it. You do need some kind of table to put all the accessories, and this will be the table. This is a pretty sturdy shelf, so I will put the VFD and electronics on this side. I will put the black box here on top, so it's accessible and I can see what's going on with it. And the cooling setup will be here with a car radiator. I bought the cheapest one, Opel or something like that, placed here with a vent here and the pump somewhere here. So you will see it in the next videos when I will cover the wiring and the cooling setup. And this is it. These are just some minor things which are not mentioned in the manual. Please like and subscribe if you want to see the wiring, cooling, trimming and putting this thing to work videos.